It's Delilah, and I'm going to talk to you today about impressions and emotional leftovers, which are two silly names we've made up for things that we experienced, because even if there's no real names in academic literature for the things that you experience, sometimes it's fun to make up your own with your therapist so that you know what you're talking about. And hopefully when we talk about them, it'll help other systems out there understand what they're experiencing, and if you want, you can use our silly names for the things that you're experiencing too. So, the first one is impressions. And to understand what impressions are, you really need to watch our video that we're changing the name for. It's either the varying levels of external awareness in systems or the internal dynamic world of systems. Either way, we're gonna put it in the link and have it pop up in the corners. And it's about how systems have different levels of being close to the front or further to the front, and that impacts how we communicate and interact with each other, and how we have memories of the external world, and how we feel each other's presence in the body. It's very important to check out, and it's one of our favorite videos we've made on the channel. So once you've watched that and understand that concept, then we can talk about impressions. And what happens is one person will be in the front and the other person will not be in the front, and then you will switch. And as that transition happens, you kind of pass by each other in the consciousness. And every now and then what will happen is we'll get an impression of the other person when we switch. So as alter A comes towards the front, you can get kind of a feeling of what the other person was like. This only happens to us sometimes, so not all the times. But oftentimes these impressions are very weird and vague, and we tend to pick it up from things like passive influence. So it comes from how the body was held. Like if someone is manspreading, that's a very clear thing that you feel when you're entering the body. And sometimes it'll be more concrete, like this person has black hair and would like to wear red lipstick. One time that happened with an alter that was coming back from the front, and that's all we know about that alter, that they have black hair and would like to wear red lipstick from an impression that we got from them. Sometimes you'll get things like this person likes frogs because they were thinking of frogs. It's just all kind of random and things that happen in our head, but it's definitely not communication, and it's just kind of like the consciousness is passing in the night. Two ships passing in the night, but sometimes you send little messages to each other. So with this concept, it also leads into our next concept, which we call emotional leftovers. Emotional leftovers are kind of like impressions, but a lot stronger for us. Sometimes you'll front and the other person will switch, and you will have continue to feel some emotion that they were feeling. And sometimes you will switch and you'll be fronting and you will continue to feel whatever emotion or urges or impulses that the person was feeling when they were fronting, even though they're leaving. And technically this is a form of passive influence and can be categorized under that, and we have a whole video on that, and I'll put that up in the corner and down in the description. But this is just kind of a more specific word that we use for when someone just left the front and they're leaving you with a happy little emotional present that now you get to feel instead of them. And I'm filming this video because when I switched in today, I had to deal with a whole bunch of emotional leftovers from whoever was in the front last. And they didn't know who they were, so I can't give you a name, but they were feeling a lot of upset about not knowing who they were. So when I switched, I started to feel a whole bunch of things relating to that, and it wasn't too fun. But sometimes that happens, and sometimes that's just part of being a system, and those feelings tend to slowly fade away, but they can be a little bit bothersome, and knowing that they are coming from emotional baggage can make a little bit more sense, because they don't feel like your feelings because they're part of passive influence, and they're from someone else. So thank you for listening, and I hope our weird little words can help some other systems make a little bit more sense of what's going on, and I will see you guys another day. Goodbye!